welcome. Today we are gonna be starting our hackerrank problem, that is divisible sum and pairs. This is our problem which we are going to solve. So let us check what type of problem it is. It is its difficulty level is easy and maximum score is 10. It is already submitted by 2.5 lakh students. So I personally recommend you to go through the problem and then have a look after the solution. Once try yourself and then have a look after the solution. So I'm gonna start the video for the solution. I'm reading the problem. You're given an array of integers would be given as in the format array 0 up to array n minus 1 and a positive integer k. Find and print the number of I comma j pairs where I is smaller than j. See, you have to clearly observe this statement, I is smaller than j. This is very important statement because it is gonna affect our pairs. And then simultaneously end is also written, so we have to take up the end of the sets. This set consists of this set consists of this, we have to take the end. So here we have to add those pairs and then we have to check whether it is divisible or not by k, which would also be given as our input. So here it is example, we have this array and k as 5. So our pairs, we will, after looking over this array for 2 times simultaneously, then we will get these pairs. You can have a look over it. The second one is always greater than the first one. 4 is greater than I, 3 is greater than 2, 6 is greater than 4. Okay, so all we have to do is it should return the integer count of pairs meeting the criteria. So meeting this criteria, we have to return the number of pairs, not the pairs. Okay, so here one example is given. First of all, let us check the input and how, in what manner input would be given. So input would be given like this, that n would be first given and then k, and then the next line would contain the number of array integers. Okay, so in this way input would be given and we have to print out the output. So now we are going to be looking at our code. I'm using code block, so I'm gonna be taking up empty file. Now I'm gonna first of all save the file. So I'm gonna write the name divisible dot cpp. So here it is. Always remember that .cpp version is very important. .cpp extension is very important in code blocks, because without the extension the code wouldn't work as cpp c++ file. Okay, so .cpp extension is very necessary. Now we are gonna be starting our code. Here you can see that I have used bit/std_c++.h header. This header is only available in GCC compilers. As I'm using GCC compiler plugins, that's why I'm using this bit/std_c++.h header. This is the ultimate header for all the respective headers of C++ files, so therefore I'm using it. GCC compilers only, in GCC compilers only we can use it. So I'm writing it int main and then I'm writing out the code. Now I will first make the variables. See, I'm not gonna be using the array, I'm gonna be using the stl vector, as it helps in functionality, therefore I'm using it. So I'm creating a as vector. A vector is nothing but array in an advanced version, therefore I have used I have made a as variable vector, and it will carry, it just works like array, but it will gonna be working like vector. Let us see, we will check it. So what we are gonna be doing is let me create some more variables. Let me write it p equal to 0, because every time we will iterate we will find some pair, it has to add up every time so that we can get the output as the total number of pairs possible. So now we are gonna be taking the input. Now for I'm gonna be iterating it for the n times just to take all the array members as input. So I'm gonna create one more variable q. So I'm gonna first push back the value in q, and then I would push back in the array, sorry, vector. So push back q, I have pushed back. So every time it will iterate, it will simply push back the value, and we will get finally our array as vector. And now what we are gonna be doing is we are gonna be iterating it. We're gonna be taking j initial point as I, because j is always greater than I, therefore I'm always taking it as I plus 1. Sorry, I said I, it's I plus 1. The next or above integer is gonna be our answer, so therefore I'm taking it j is smaller than n comma j plus plus. Now what we are gonna be doing is that we have to check for the iteration. So first of all, let me just check what is asked. We're gonna be adding and then producing the output. Okay, so we are gonna be adding. So ai, we have to use one more variable. So I'm gonna be using l, let's say, and l equal to ai plus aj. This should be in bracket ai plus aj, and then we are using percentage sign just to have our remainder as output. Then we will use if else. If l equal to 0, that means the number that we will get would be divisible by k, and this means we would be adding up to our pairs, to our number of pairs. So that's why I have used p equal to p plus 1. And for the else block we will say just continue, because no need to write any code over it. And now at the end, since single integer output is needed, so I will print cout p, and I will return it as I have written int main. Then I have to definitely return an integer. So here it is, this is our code. First of all I will compile it, and then it's taking time. Let me just check. Okay, zero errors. Now what I'm gonna be doing is that I'm gonna be uploading the code. So here it is, upload the code as file. Skip this time, yes. Now we have named our file as divisible, so therefore I would be okay, it's in our document folder. First of all we have to move in document folder, then we can say here it is our file. We have to open it, upload it, and then we, okay, it will not work this way. I have to again upload the file, because I've seen it earlier in some other questions that whenever it comes like this processing, it never uploads actually. So I have to upload it once again. So I'm gonna go upload and see, it got uploaded. See, so it's my personal recommendations. Whenever you see that processing file, you must upload a second time. Okay, so I'm gonna be submitting the code. And okay, so my all of the test cases passed, and I'm waiting for congratulation. Okay, I've got it. The congratulation has been given. You have successfully solved divisible sum pairs. So my question is solved. Now if you want this code, I will give the link in description, so you can just download it from the link I would give. So this is our final code, and we have finished our task. Thank you very much. Please like and subscribe my video, and it's all.